That's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, the following podcast is set for one fall. Introducing first, he is the man of mischief, the master of shenanigans, the horrific Hans. Shifty Gizm, next he hails from Italy. Eurasia, Europa, Sir Ronald Rome, Arminius, Romericus, Romulo, Augustus, Rome's. Finally, from the Bluegrass State, he is Kentuckiana's finest, the Sorcerer Supreme, the StreamYard, the Ostinator. And this is your full throttling, 5-star sword swinging, table breaking, lads lifting, gimmick giving, good old wrestling, backseat, autonomous, freedom duffing, liberty loving, globe adventuring podcast federation. No, and it's starting right, god dang, now.
I'm perfecting the timing. I think I've got it down. I've got it down. I'm a genius. Oh my god, I got.
You need to clip it and fade it right there at that spot.
I could, but at the same time, I could keep doing it the way I'm doing it, and not put in any effort, because you don't get nothing.
Yeah, well, I know you just don't want to lose the algorithm part.
Yeah, I don't want to lose Al Gore. Because none of us truly wants to lose the Al Gore in all of us.
No, not at all.
Man, bear, pig. I'm
So
cereal.
Man, bear, pig.
What?
I was going to ask, what you guys think about this news that Kevin Owens might not be wrestling at WrestleMania 41?
I just heard that today, and I think that's going to make way for a certain someone to come back. I thought it might be Rusev, but that'd be dumb because I don't think Rusev's on Orton's level. I mean, he wouldn't be Orton. I think it's probably going to be Alistair, maybe. Hopefully.
That'd be cool. Make his debut at WrestleMania.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
It's possible. I mean, the way that they're kind of building up to him coming back already, you could easily inject him into the WrestleMania build.
I mean, that would be one of the biggest WrestleMania moments because the crowd would pop, like the lights would go out. Orton's like, "I'll take on anybody," and then the lights go out. Just when he comes up on that bench, rises up. Yeah, that would be badass.
He's gonna have an entire ramp full of candles.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna do like the entrance. He's just gonna like come out of the darkness, or like the light's gonna go out, and then the lights are gonna turn back on, and then Joe's gonna, oh my god, who's that? And then you got Excalibur going, that's the guy I faced in Dusseldorf, Germany. That's Tommy End. And then
Bischoff's gonna be all like, go ahead.
Oh, Bischoff's gonna be, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? The lights are out. Did somebody mess with the production truck? I thought the Hogan footage was coming right away. Where is it? Well, hold on, wait a minute. Who the hell is this guy? Oh my god, he just kicked him in the face with that roundhouse kick. Wait a minute, is that Aleister Black? Is that Jericho?
Yeah, Alistair's his old lady, Zelina. She played a mean April Fool's Day trick on everybody on X or Instagram, whatever. She made that video and she said, "Hey, you want to see my nudes?" And then she showed her dog, and she said her dog's name was Noodles. And I was like, God damn it, Zelina. God damn it. April Fool.
Gosh darn it. Gosh darn us thirsty people.
Yeah, thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always remember, respect women respectfully.
Well, this leads right into a segue into something that popped up on last week's LFG. The clips going around. What's her face? Oh God, country
Kairi
music
Sane.
girl. No, the country music girl. My girl. God damn it! It's married to the SmackDown
Julian
GM.
Hall.
No,
Mickey
she's
James.
married. Mickey James, there we go. See, I'm an old man. I keep losing my memory. Mickey James, she made a comment that one of the girls on LFG was wearing lingerie out to the ring, and she said all she sees is ass. And she said, the women's come so far since the Divas era, and she's distracted by seeing her and her ass out. Well, the next day, Zoe Stark criticizes Rhea Ripley for having her ass out, and she puts like a big old band symbol on it, and then Rhea's well, you can kiss my fat ass or something like that, and it's sparking a lot of debate that maybe Zoe Stark may be reviving the right to censor. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
hell
have to see.
yeah.
That'd be
So
cool. We need something to boo at.
yeah,
That'd be nuclear heat. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
but that theme music, if you could call it music,
We got us Dirty Dumb to boo at.
yeah,
We need some more heat. We need some more heels. We need some better people on the mic. We need something.
Yeah,
yeah.
it would be light. Dirty Dom's booze would be light compared to the right to censor. You hear the right to censor theme, oh my god, everybody be like, boo!
I'm just wondering if that does happen, if Shayna Baszler would be in the group, because they're tag team partners. So I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, could happen. I would like to see it happen.
We'll just have to see. It may just be Twitter drama. I don't know.
Probably. But you know who thinks that the wrestling business is going backwards? Bret the Hitman Hart, and he's going to be telling you this. I got him right here. You all want to say hi to him?
Hey, Brett.
Hey, it's me. It's Bret the Hitman Hart. Everyone doing tonight?
Doing
I
good.
don't know.
It's pretty good. You know who's not having a good day?
Bret Hart.
Bill Goldberg? Yeah. Why is that?
I fucking hate that guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I'd rather fucking blow my brains out than ever have to work with Bill Goldberg ever again.
What about Hulk Hogan?
Oh, fuck that guy too. I hate him. He didn't want to put me over, so I'm not gonna put him over.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff?
I think he's a fucking idiot. When me in WCW. Had me work with Will Sasso.
What do you think about TNA?
What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
Mr. McMahon?
Vince McMahon? What a fucking weirdo. Fucking real creep if you ask me.
Okay. Well, it's nice to have you on, Brett.
Yeah. Just here to be real with everybody. It's Bret Hart. You know who the best wrestler in the world is?
Well, you said it was Mercedes Bonet a couple years ago. I mean,
No, it's me. It's Bret Hart.
oh, but you don't wrestle anymore, so I mean that's.
I best.
Yeah.
Audio went out. Anyway.
It's weird how Austin just disappeared when Brett showed up. I mean, I think his mic broke again.
Oh wait, hold on.
Probably.
Also wants the mic back. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
Wait, but Brett's hanging out with you. What the hell, man?
Yeah, me and Brett were trading. We were trading. He was telling me stories about
Calgary.
Bill Goldberg.
Okay.
Shit you would learn about Bill Goldberg through Bret Hart. Yeah, your jaws would drop.
Well, yeah. I mean, after being kicked in the head, I'm sure that would happen. Your jaw would drop. But did you see that they're doing a documentary about WrestleMania 9 that's coming on next week on Peacock?
I heard about that, and I am.
Holy! I seen a clip. I seen a trailer. It's going to be something else.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Bret Hart to bury Hulk Hogan.
Well, it ends with Brett, and he's like, "I thought there was going to be ladies here. Where's the ladies at?"
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and they're going to cover the controversy about the whole title switch and how Hogan didn't want to put him over and stuff. And Hogan's like, "I don't think so, brother."
Whoa! Spoiler alert! I'm not there in the WWF anime yet.
What?
I'm only on season 1988.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not at 1993 yet. Apparently 1993 is horrible.
It has some moments. I think the Royal Rumble was decent. WrestleMania sucked. King of the Ring was decent. SummerSlam kind of it had moments.
I mean, I'm
Well,
sorry, but I mean, in the same year when you have Randy Savage try to pin Yokozuna in a Royal Rumble.
it was a bad finish. It was a good match. It wasn't 92, but still, I mean, it was pretty. It was fine. It was fine.
I mean, Lex Luger did indeed celebrate with a bunch of balloons and streamers after he won via countout and didn't win a championship.
Yeah, that was the bad part.
What the fuck?
They still had some good stuff. Razor won the Intercontinental title that year, and uh, the Steiners had a match, and
I
Brett.
mean, the same year, Marty Jannetty actually won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, for a short period. Yeah, I think
20
he
days.
also. Yeah, I think he also won the tag titles with 1-2-3 Kid
So
for a
Ray
bit.
Phoenix made his debut tonight on SmackDown.
Who?
Ray Phoenix.
Oh, cool.
Just made his debut.
I think they already released masks and shirts and merch for Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, they did. So he's making his debut tonight. I'm not sure who he's wrestling. They just kind of showed his debut.
It looks like he faced Nathan Frazier.
No, okay, so it's a squash match.
Well, I would hope not, because I mean Nathan Frazier is one half of the NXT Tag Champs. Always remember, Praxium is fine.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much a squash match. I just watched them. I'm just seeing some of the stills of it. It was like a quick and easy debut. It was like a 10-minute match.
Huh.
Not even.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, what do you got on the docket this fine evening, Austin Aaron?
I will be honest. I'm just winging it tonight because not a whole lot of news, surprisingly, other than the Kevin Owens stuff. I don't.
We already covered that.
Yeah.
It seems like they are doing a Evolution 2, I think.
Oh.
Revolution?
Or it's the women's pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
All women's.
So they made Evolution like a new another faction of the Evolution for a second.
I mean, they kind of are doing that with well, they were kind of doing that with The Rock and John Cena, but it seems like The Rock wants nothing to do with WrestleMania this year.
I wouldn't want to do anything with John Cena either after how he totally blew off the heel turn. I mean, they improved this week. It's too little, too late.
Man, I can't wait for John Cena to bring back the Spinner Championship. That'd be fucking wild.
Man, it's just so low key this week. I mean,
Yeah, there's really nothing to talk about this week. I'm just kind of winging it, like I said.
yeah,
Um,
I'm sorry. I could have brought that video game tournament up, but like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be sticking around, so I didn't want to bail on my own tournament. So
no, it's fine. I mean, like I said, we'll find something to talk about. If not, I can always pull up the
well,
good old trusty tier list.
do you want me to pull up those pictures first? I mean, if we ain't
Sure,
got
we can
nothing to
do
talk
that.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up a picture. Let's pull up that one amazing picture first.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Tony Khan responded to the where AEW is at and is aware of the Death Riders faction. Is drawing a lot of bad heat from the fan base because there's a lot of criticism.
Yeah, I heard about that too. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm hearing about it, but also we're factoring in all this other stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Okay, everybody out there that's watching or will watch, get ready for a huge surprise. This is like a She-Hulk like transformation.
Oh hell yeah.
Somebody's been working out. Good Lord. I think Rhea Ripley's going to have a new opponent pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. I've never seen her that big.
She is
Wow.
Ripped.
built.
Nice.
Yeah. I think somebody's going to interfere in the triple threat. Either I don't know. Maybe she'll turn on Io. I don't know. I think
I
she's going to be something special here in the next couple weeks or so.
We'll
I
see.
hope Io retains and Kyrie faces Io for the belt.
Yeah, man. Wow. That's crazy.
That is
Yeah, good
indeed
for her.
very crazy. Yeah, she looks great.
Yep.
Her legs are like built.
Yeah, but I mean, she looks super big there, but she's still probably extremely tiny because you know how short she is. So it's kind of a little deceiving, but I mean, still, yeah, good for her. Good for her. And also, I got this. This is a little game you guys can play while we're here. Let me see. Pull this image up. I learned how to pull images and videos up over the past couple of days on a Kindle. So I'm a technical wizard now. Let's see.
Let's see.
These are
So I think
classic tag teams. Can you name these guys?
I think I can.
Okay. Top row. And
Uh,
Ramsey.
let's see here. We got. Well, I wonder what these guys' names are.
Yeah, I wonder.
Uh, I'm gonna guess that it is Power and Glory.
Okay. Okay. Now, what's that second tag team? That's the one I had trouble with because I don't remember these guys.
Let's see here. Because I know that he's a machine, and he's a machine, and I know the third guy on the right is Hulk Machine. So that's the Super Machines.
Okay. Yeah, I had to look those up.
Was I right that that's what their names are?
I think so. Yeah, I do.
Well, I guessed.
At first I thought it was Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, Mega Powers.
Yeah,
I did not know these two had a name.
they did.
Is it the Heenan family?
That's it.
Oh,
wow,
why are they?
good
Why,
guess.
well, that's interesting. I didn't know I got that right. Let's see here. We got the Nasty Boys,
Yeah.
the Dream Team.
Uh-huh.
I believe that is. I think that's. Trying to think because it's what the Wild Samoans.
Yes. I was waiting for you to say the Islanders, but no, that's the Wild Samoans.
Demolition.
Uh-huh.
the Rockers,
Yep.
the Steiners.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder who those guys are right there.
Oh, gee, I wonder who. That is the Hart Foundation.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay, this one.
It ain't Edge and Christian, I can tell you that.
It's Los Conquistadors.
Yes, I think so. Yes. Yes.
Um, this team.
They had a great theme song.
Who the fuck is this?
The one on the left went on to have a singles career, and he also had a great theme song. And then he found a tag team partner later on, and they both had a great theme song as a tag team.
Because it's not a team that I'm thinking of here. Oh, the team that I was thinking of was on this in the next row. Because I know the two other teams after that.
Rose, do you have any idea who those are?
Which one?
Row three, the third team on row three.
I'm not sure.
Okay, they're a Canadian tag team. They're brothers, and they were managed by Jimmy Hart.
That's the what's his name? Not James. It's Storm something.
No,
It's not. No, it can't
the,
be.
the guy on the left, he always got his man.
Uh, the Rougeaus.
Close enough. The Fabulous Rougeaus.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was close.
Very.
Yes.
Well, I know the other two teams. Those are the Killer Bees and
Uh-huh.
the British Bulldogs.
Yep.
Then you have
And
the Natural Disasters.
yeah, that was easy.
That's the Powers of Pain, I believe.
Uh-huh.
I
Now let's
did
see
not.
if you get the next one, because I got the names mixed up between these guys and the Big Boss Man and Akeem. I got their names mixed up.
Because I did not know Haku and Andre had a team name.
They did. Rome's, do you know what their team name was?
No.
Okay, that's the Colossal Collection. Colossal Connection.
Huh.
Hey, what do you guys think about Rusev coming back?
Rusev?
Oh, I think it's great. Like I said, I don't know if Lana's going to come back or not. They say Lana's not back yet with them.
Well, they're saying
So
he's not. She's not coming back. They just signed him. They just brought him back to WWE, not her. Just he's gonna have a solo run from what it looks like. There's so many updates about it since he's been spotted at WWE headquarters.
well, they better not screw him over, and he better not be relegated to a comedic role.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they kind of give him more of a good mid card run, and really
Yeah.
kind of like build up that mid card again. Because at mid card right now, it just feels like depends where they put him. If he's on SmackDown, I think that'll be good because we need some better mid cards over there. Because it's just LA Knight and like the same 3 or 4 people that he's been wrestling for the last year. And you got Jacob Fatu over there, and you got some other people that he can really work with.
Or even on Raw, that he would help, because it seems like Sheamus and Kaiser, they're always wrestling all the time, and anytime I turn it on, and I think I would like to see them form a European or a foreign faction of some sorts. They did it at one point in the video games, and it was really cool. It was the Allied Powers or something like that, and it was Sheamus and Rusev and McIntyre. I think that was the lineup, but yeah, they need to do that on television. Okay, who's he's these painted guys here next to the Colossal Connection?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I wonder who this is.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't recognize them without their shoulder pads.
Oh, I know. Oh my god, I can't recognize them without their bike helmets on.
Who is it? Who?
I believe that is Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors, aka the Legion of Doom.
Yes. Now these guys here.
Strike Force.
Okay. I didn't know if you would know those guys, but all right. This is a team way before my time.
One of them is Moondog Spot.
Uh huh.
I don't know who the other guy is.
Moondog Rex, I think, is the other one.
The Moondogs.
Yes.
Bushwhackers.
Okay. Can you name their original names before they got to WWF?
I've heard of the name, but I forgot.
The Sheep Herders.
The Sheep Herders, the Bushwhackers, Tomato.
Yep. Okay. Who's these son of bitches with chest hair?
One of them's balding. They are the Brain Busters,
Right.
aka two of the Four Horsemen.
Right. The Two Horsemen. All right. Two teams left. I don't know the name of the last team.
All I know is it's Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah, but I don't know if they have a team name though. I don't think they did.
I don't think they. The only the couple matches I've seen him in, which was like WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 3. They didn't have a team name. They were just called the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
Okay. So who was the team before him?
The I think it was like something Towers, I think.
Yep, the Twin Towers. Yep. Yeah. So you did pretty good for somebody who, I mean, most of these teams before you were even born. So you did pretty good.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're a wrestling historian.
I feel like I know too much about wrestling sometimes.
Especially the golden era of wrestling, like the 90s and 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Attitude Era would be really hard for me.
Like, so on my Dropkick, like I said, I'm doing my 1980s, like, sort of, because I'm watching all the shows from the 1980s, or pay-per-views, not shows. I am on 1988. I just finished the Royal Rumble. I was watching WrestleMania 4 a little while ago. And since, we don't really have much to talk about tonight, I'm going to read you all my reviews of each show, if that's okay.
That's
Sure.
okay. Yeah.
So, here we go. This is review number 1. This is for WrestleMania 1, the greatest wrestling event of all time, according to Dropkick. I gave the entire show a 2.5 out of 5.
Ooh.
Here is what I said about it. If my phone would load. Oh, now I gotta go back. Give me 1 sec. So here we are, the first in my history of the WWF/E series with their first pay-per-view event known as WrestleMania. This was a massive gamble from Vincent Kennedy McMahon, as if the show failed in any way, shape, or form, the company would have ceased to exist. Well, I'm talking about right now, so it definitely succeeded. However, does this show hold up today? Not so much. The biggest positives, I thought the main event of Hogan and Mr. T versus Orndorff and Piper delivered for what it was. I thought the tag title match between US Express and the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, was pretty fun. I also kind of dug Matt Bourne and Ricky Steamboat, as well as the opener between Tito Santana and the Executioner. Unfortunately, the show does not hold up to today, as many of the matches were very clunky and slow. The women's title match was sloppy. The IC title match between Junkyard Dog and Greg the Hammer Valentine was very slow and had a bad ending. David Sammartino had a match with Brutus Beefcake. Enough said. The Body Slam challenge, while interesting as a spectacle, at points it did kind of drag a little bit. Although Andre moved really well during the match, so that was something. But all in all, this show, while not the greatest, I can at least understand its impact, and honestly, I would recommend it as a historical show. But other than that, just watch the main event.
Ah.
Good to know.
Yeah, there's a
Good Ol
reason that
I'm sorry.
there's a reason that only one of the matches on that entire card ever made it to like a 2K game in the retrospective mode, and that's
Yeah,
Right.
the main event.
indeed. Here's one that I did for the Wrestling Classic, the WWF second pay-per-view. Woof. Well, that was certainly a show. Look, I can give some of this show a pass due to it being the WWF second pay-per-view following WrestleMania, but good golly, was this show not great. The, the tournament itself was a clusterfuck with short matches and head-scratching finishes. The Orndorff and Bob Orton match was not bad, and seeing Hogan wrestle in all white was something to behold. But other than that, I don't really recommend the show. Nothing major really happens, and it's just a flat-out mess. And I gave it a 1.5 out of 5.
Jesus.
Damn. How did
Uh,
WWE survive after that?
Oh, I know. These reviews get crazy. Here's the New York portion of WrestleMania 2. This is the review for that. I gave it a 1 out of 5. Well, New York truly got the shaft here. The opener ended in a double count out, leading to chants of bullshit in 1985. The main event was a literal boxing match ending in a disqualification. Yippee. The IC title match was fine, but nothing spectacular, and the Jake Roberts match was basically a squash. So far, not a very good start to this WrestleMania. And then,
1986.
yes. Then I gave the Chicago portion of WrestleMania 2 a 1.5 out of 5. Well, Chicago got a battle royal and a pretty good tag title match. That's it. It was slightly better than the New York portion, but that's not saying much, unfortunately. The first two matches end abruptly before they could get going. The Battle Royal was perfectly fine, and seeing guys like Bruno Sammartino competing at a WrestleMania was pretty cool. And seeing Bret Hart wear black and blue here was very jarring. The tag title match, like I said, was pretty good and so far match of the card. Overall better, but not by much. Now onto the LA portion of the show, which I gave a 2 out of 5. Well, after a terrible start in New York and a not so great middle in Chicago, it ended fairly alright in Los Angeles. The opener was fine. The tag match with the Funks, Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana was another solid match, and Hogan and Bundy was just a standard Hogan match, but in a cage. The only real stinker here was Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer. Other than that, it was pretty good. Now, since this was all broken up into 3 parts, what are my overall thoughts on the second WrestleMania? Well, let's just say it was an experiment gone awry. The 3 different state idea was not well executed, the pacing wasn't great, nor were the commentary teams because the celebrities who were on commentary had no idea what was going on most of the time. The matches, sans a few, were either blah or bad with terrible finishes in between. Overall, is this the worst WrestleMania of all time? No. But one of the worst? Yeah, probably. I would say check it out if you're interested, and I gave the overall show a 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Now, going into WrestleMania 3, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I said, okay, look, the match ratings aren't going to completely reflect my score for the overall show, but when you take into account the atmosphere, the great commentary from Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura, this show is so far the best WrestleMania by a country mile. And as far as the matches go, the matches for the most part were pretty good. Even the weak matches aren't long enough to be offensively bad or boring. Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage stole the show, and so far one of the best WrestleMania matches up to this point. And Hogan and Andre had a great main event despite limitations, culminating in the slam heard around the world, even though it was documented that Andre has indeed been slammed before. Hogan's done this before, everybody. And also, for what it was, because I know people like Dave Meltzer and these people want to go, oh, the match was bad. Look, Hogan and Andre did what they could, and it was pretty good.
Absolutely.
Overall, a very good WrestleMania indeed, and honestly, the first true WrestleMania. Check this one out if you haven't already, because it's a good time.
Agreed.
Yep.
So, and then I watched the Survivor Series 1987, and I gave that a 2 out of 5.
Oh.
I said, Jesus, if Long Winded was a pay-per-view, this would be it. Look, for the first ever Survivor Series, it was fine, but good lord, for 4 matches, it was way too long for its own good. Every single match here went on for way too long. Sure, Bam Bam Bigelow and the Jumping Bomb Angels had great performances, but the 20-man tag match was egregiously long, and the matches themselves weren't very eventful. Again, for historical purposes, check this one out. Otherwise, you're not really missing a whole lot. And then for Royal Rumble 1988, I gave it a 3-star, even though it wasn't a pay-per-view. For the first Royal Rumble show, it was actually pretty good for what it was. The opener and main event were okay, but they weren't anything special. Also, during the first match, there was someone yelling with a megaphone that got annoying really quick. The women's tag match ruled, and the first Rumble match was solid for what it was, despite a couple hiccups with some of the timing. There were 2 segments during the show, the Dino Bravo bench press segment and the Hogan and Andre contract signing. Both segments are heavily mentioned throughout the show, and despite being dated, I thought they were nice to have to get a little reprieve from the action that Survivor Series you didn't have. Although it did get annoying listening to Vince and Jesse literally talking and arguing about whether Dino Bravo actually broke the record legit or not, and when Andre slammed Hogan's head into the table and seeing that footage multiple times. Also, considering how loud the crowd was, it was kind of disappointing we didn't see a DDT here, as the crowd popped huge for Jake the Snake Roberts in the Rumble. Overall, compared to Survivor Series, this was a fun but flawed start to the Royal Rumble. For historical purposes and seeing Jim Duggan be the first winner of the Royal Rumble, check it out. I would also recommend it if you just want to watch it, because that women's tag match was very fun and just a fun show overall.
The person with the megaphone, was that Jimmy Hart?
No, I think there was like a woman in the front row, just like she was using a megaphone, and she was just really distracted. I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like, and even like Vince and Jesse were like, "What the fuck?" Like they're referencing it, and they're like, "Oh, did she get Jimmy Hart's megaphone or something?" Like, it's like,
Okay.
oh my, it's like, all right, well, I guess we're referencing it, I guess. But so far, those are my reviews of the WWF in the '80s. Am I being harsh? Probably.
I want to say you're not. I mean, there's a reason why WrestleMania 1 and 2 are not talked about enough, because there's obviously issues. But at the time, it was something that nobody's seen before, and they did have that MTV and, the other pulp thing, pulp connection, pulp culture connection around it, which really helped wrestling and WWE really or WWF, get into the mainstream media, mainstream center. And I also feel like Saturday Night Live was another thing too. When you look back at some of the Saturday Night Live stuff, I mean, that also helped WWE or WWF a lot back in those days too. It wasn't just WrestleMania. I think Saturday Night Live was also a big deal too.
Oh, for sure.
Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah. Sorry, Saturday Night. Yeah, Saturday Night main event. Excuse me.
Hogan and Mr. T, they were last minute replacements on Saturday Night Live the day before the first WrestleMania, and they said that's what helped get a lot of people to order it the next day, because they didn't even know about it. So Saturday Night Live, that one show did actually help them, break big.
Yeah. Yeah, man, let's go back to that Saturday night main event with Hogan and Andre the Giant. I think it drew 35 supposed million people that night. So Saturday main event to me is another big draw.
That one though, where they screwed Hogan out of the title, that was actually just a main event. It came on a Friday night. That was before, that was a different night. But that's still, that was something too. They revealed that Dave Hebner had a twin brother, Earl Hebner, and he came out, and that was crazy stuff.
Which, fun fact, that was actually the first appearance of the Winged Eagle Championship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The best belt of all time.
Because Hogan had the flat, globe championship for a while, because he had a couple versions of the title before the Winged Eagle.
He had a silver belt at first or something.
Yeah, because he won the Sheik belt, which was the big belt, but it had all the previous champions as the side plates, and then he won the silver belt. Then it's transitioned to the well, no, he had 2 versions of the silver belt, I think, because he had the slightly bigger one, and they had a small one, or a smallish one that looked like a TV title almost. And then
I got one of the Ultimate figures. He's got one of the silver belts, and I'm not a fan of that. I saw another Ultimate, a newer Ultimate. I was at Walmart. I was like, I should crack this open and switch the belts out. I didn't do it. That'd be wrong.
It would be very, very wrong. Yeah, because he had like the flat globe title too, which is most common, I think. And then then that's when they switched to the Winged Eagle and had that for 10 years. So I'm glad to know that for most of my trek through the 90s, I will have the Winged Eagle belt. And I
Yep.
get to see that glorious belt being held by Diesel when he defends against King Mabel at SummerSlam 95.
I think the ultimate I got is the WrestleMania 1 version of Hogan because he's got a red T-shirt and a white headband, and he's got the silver belt.
Dude, Hogan's look, like in the 80s, was just like before the red and yellow became common. Like he was wearing like really like
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I like
weird stuff.
I like the no holds barred blue and white attires he wore. Those were
I mean,
cool.
that was a great color for him too.
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you something, dude. I always wore yellow and red because my friend Elvis Presley, who was a Hulkamaniac brother, he was like,
well, I mean, come on, he died in '76.
well, let me tell you something, dude. Hulkamania was running wild even before then, brother. Dude,
Okay.
Jack.
Hogan wore, I think he wore green types at one time, and it was like a green and like baby blue combo with baby blue boots and green tights. It was weird. It was awful.
Well, because like apparently like Marvel like was getting ready to like would have sued them because like they were also using like the Incredible Hulk Hogan and then
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk and they're like, what the fuck, you can't use that. And then they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll pay you money, I guess.
Yeah, they also got after him when he tried to be Mr. America.
Oh yeah, oh man. Well, but do we really know if he was Mr. America or not? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I think it might have been somebody else.
I think it was Mark Henry. I think he was Mr. America.
It was somebody with a Fu Manchu. I think it was the father. It was Paul Senior from American Chopper. That's who it was. That's who Mr. America was.
I think it was John Cena's dad. He was definitely Mr. America. I think now I'm just see. You could tell I'm not prepared for tonight just because I'm just saying random stuff.
Yeah, we're that. I mean, yeah. I've already blew my game. You've already blew your reviews.
Yeah, you could tell we're just at a point where it's like, you know what, we're 10 episodes deep into this. We don't really have much going on.
Yeah, it's a slow night. I mean, I'm just trying to find something from SmackDown, anything worth talking about. But I mean, they already did their CM Punk Roman Reigns stuff earlier in the show. I mean, there's really nothing exciting going on SmackDown tonight.
I mean, is SmackDown ever really exciting nowadays?
For the road to WrestleMania, it should be, but it's just the only thing you have interested in is just Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins match. Other than that, just nothing else matters.
No, no, it does not. But you
Have
know
they
what?
even put any reward for the match into effect, or is just
No, but they should. They should at least say whoever wins this gets the number one contender match for the World
yeah
Championship, whether it's Cody's or Gunther's or whoever it's going to be.
It
yeah
needs, it needs
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think Jay's
sorry.
going to win. I don't think Jay's going to win. I
Yeah,
don't.
he's been screwing up badly too. Like, you just watch his promos, you watch everything going on. There's just like his promos and everything are just not working. It's like he has to really depend on, Yeet and just doing the ooze and all that other stuff. And outside of that, it's like his mic skills are just it's not selling the match or selling their match at all for the WrestleMania.
That's exactly where they should bring Rusev in.
Yeah.
Have him come in and super kick Jay and cost him the title. And he's like, "No, Yeet," and then he walks off. That's the perfect spot for him.
But it sucks because when he won Royal Rumble, it was like main event Jay is now main eventing WrestleMania, and clearly,
Yeah.
I think it's just the way their match has been. Their build has been so bad, and I think they're looking at like Jay might have been the wrong person to roll with for WrestleMania 41 for that match.
Instead of main event Jay's curtain jerk May or Jay.
Yeah,
But they
and
say he's going to go on second to last though. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember when he won the Royal Rumble, they said main event WrestleMania. So obviously that changed immediately.
Yeah, neither him or Charlotte's getting it. But I mean, there was the year where Shinsuke and Asuka won, and neither one of them main evented. So
Yeah. But it's supposed to be a new era. Instead, we're back with the same BS. So it's not like a whole lot changed.
well, I watched those clips of Gunther on LFG, and I'm starting to like him a lot more than he was always good, but him talking shit to the rookies that was pretty neat.
Yeah,
He,
he's great.
He is indeed very great.
I mean, I just put myself room for heels now because I just want to see people be more heels and just do like stay and do things that they wouldn't normally do as like baby faces because you get to see more of their actual personality and how they can really express themselves. That's what I like about Gunther. That's what I like about Dom. It's even Drew McIntyre, whether he's a good guy or bad guy, you just see his personality just oozing. It's just like I don't know. I just think right now, 41 is just there's just nobody besides. There's just not enough people who can talk on the mic to really sell their own matches.
No.
yeah, I just man, I think I don't know. Like I said so many times before, I think letting Cody win last year might have been a mistake. I just
No, I think it was still a good decision. I just think after that he should have lost the title going into SummerSlam or at SummerSlam and then chase it back, whether it's going after Randy Orton or somebody with it for that title. At least have him chase after it to continue that momentum for him. But he didn't need a whole year to hold the title. Like we get it,
No.
a run, but like you don't need to give him a whole year worth of run. Like
I think to maybe justify why they did it is because, Roman just came off of a 4-year run. You don't want the guy who ended the 4-year run to have like a really short run because then it comes off as like, well, that was a waste of time. Because then why
yeah,
did you give him the short run?
right.
It's
Yeah, I get that part, but that's why I say SummerSlam because it's like a 6 month apart from WrestleMania, where he had a,
yeah.
like you gave him like you have him go through the gauntlet, lose the title, he drops the belt to maybe a Randy Orton or somebody who's worthy of beating him, and he's chasing the title, whether it's Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and he's chasing them for a few months, and he gets the belt back at Royal Rumble, and then he's ready for WrestleMania 41. But
I think it just the booking of his title run's just been like it's not the worst, but it feels like he didn't have a whole lot to work with when it came to some of the talent they gave him. Like yeah, he worked with guys like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, but he also worked with Logan Paul and Solo Sikoa.
yeah, Solo wasn't really a good thing for me. So I know they try to push Solo to the moon, but I mean he's now back in the back burner. Clearly they're now seeing he's just not that guy that they thought he could be.
Like now they got Jacob Fatu, so there really isn't any reason for them to use Solo at this point.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu stuffed Solo in our locker somewhere at this
And you
point.
know what? That's a shame to say too, because when like Solo was like coming in, I was like, oh, okay, Solo's really cool. Like the way they're gonna start building up to be this machine, and then they just didn't. It was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
never mind, I guess. Because like again, it's like it was like the Austin Theory effect too, where it's like he beats Cena, but then he does nothing after that. Like you would think, oh, they're bringing this fourth guy into the bloodline. Oh, it's Solo Sikoa. Are they gonna have him be like the mid card guy? Are they gonna have him like win a mid card belt here? No, they never did
cool.
that. He was just the guy in the background, and then once he just like randomly becomes the tribal chief. All of a sudden, now he's like, oh, I'm gonna be the next main event guy, and we're all looking at him like, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, who are you kidding here? And it's like once he lost his feuds with Cody and Roman, it's like, how am I supposed to take you seriously here? Like, you really didn't do much before you really got into the main event scene. You didn't really do much in the main event scene, and quite frankly, unless something changes, I don't really see him being in the main event scene much longer here, unless something really changes.
I mean, they should have kept him the mid card run, have him work in the mid card, really kind of get a feel. or something. He's still in development stage. He's not ready for a main event.
No. And like we
Um,
see like a little of his personality here and there, but he needs more time to sort of be able to actually manifest it.
Right. And the first year under the whole bloodline thing, he didn't do a whole lot of talking. And then after what happened last year, he started doing more and more talking. It was just really difficult to get used to because we just didn't see him talk much. Now that he's talking a lot, it's like it just wasn't really, there was nothing there for him. For our
Yep.
audience to gravitate to it too.
True. Oh, also warning before we eventually wrap up. No show next week. I'm gonna be out of town, so the next show after this will be WrestleMania predictions.
Oh.
No, okay.
Okay. I thought WrestleMania was next week.
Yeah, it's the 18th and the 19th.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean 19th and 20th, right? Yeah, 19th and the 20th.
Yeah, 1920. Yeah.
Nice.
It's so late.
Day.
It's so late this year.
That's weird because there's been so many anniversaries of WrestleMania this whole week. Celebrating 17, 19, 21, 1, 3, it's 15, 14. It's just weird that they have it much later this year.
That's not Easter weekend, is it? That's Easter's the weekend after, right?
That is Easter weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it lands at 420 this year.
It's 420 and Easter weekend. Yep, all in one day.
That's crazy that they would schedule WrestleMania on Easter weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so late this year. That's crazy because usually, like you said, I mean, it's usually early April or late March. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're ready for WrestleMania this weekend, but we have 2 more weeks before they get to it.
I
mean, let's see what the card looks like right now for both nights.
Can you pull the graphic up, Awesome?
I can pull up the Wikipedia.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm going to present my screen. I'm going to present Wikipedia to everybody. Here we are, everyone. This is Wikipedia. Here's the matches confirmed for night 1. Seems Randy and Kevin Owens are going to be night 1. If
that ain't
the match
happening.
still happens.
Well, that's going to be scratch. We'll see who he wrestles now.
And then Roman, Punk, and Seth are going to main event night 1, which was kind of to be presumed. And then Cena and Cody are main eventing night 2, and then everything else right now is kind of to be announced. Even though, I think there was a leaked thing where Gunther and Jay were going to be night 1, Tiffany and Charlotte were going to be night 1, Io and Bianca, Io and Bianca is probably going to be like night 2, I think.
Yeah, because Rhea's going to be involved in that. You want Rhea on night 2.
Yeah.
And then Judgment Day versus the Gauntlet match winner. I didn't even know they were doing that.
They also announced the tag team match as well, DIY and what was it? I forgot who the tag team champions are these days. So they also threw that card on there too.
Street Profits, I believe.
That's right. Street Profits just won it recently. I forgot those guys are still around.
A lot of people were mad about AJ Styles facing Logan Paul, and they said it's disrespectful to AJ Styles, and I was like, you do know this is probably the most mainstream exposure he's probably ever had in a wrestling match, right? You do know how popular Logan Paul is.
Yeah, I mean, and the Japanese memes are pretty much awesome. That they've been kind of, you see social media, the Japanese memes with Logan Paul and what he did years ago, and AJ Styles and the Bullet Club, which it's pretty funny.
Long-term booking.
Absolutely, long-term booking. I'm looking forward to that match. I mean, I know Logan Paul is Logan Paul, but he has been a good wrestler. He's really been entertaining to watch in the ring, and he's done some really good spots as well. So I'm looking forward to see what those two bring.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do another one of those. It was one Royal Rumble where Logan Paul and I think it was Shelton Benjamin or somebody. They were on the other side of the ring facing each other, and they did a springboard, and they met in the middle. I hope that's something they do with AJ and him, like a phenomenal forearm versus a kick or something.
That'd be cool. And AJ Styles just gives you great matches. And last year my favorite match was his match in LA Knight. Because he did a good job really making LA Knight look what he knew, making him look like he knew how to really wrestle and be on the same level. But I can see AJ kind of carried a little more than he did.
He also had a really good match with Shane McMahon on
Oh yeah,
33. Yeah. So anybody watching Dynasty this weekend?
I forgot that was coming out.
No, I'm keeping up with Falcon Crest.
That's fair enough. I probably won't be watching it because pay-per-views are too expensive.
He
You
didn't.
want to
He
watch
didn't
Swerve versus Hangman again?
Oh man. Well, that's unfortunately not on the card. There's 10 matches on the card. Are they crazy?
What about Dallas, guys?
The who?
You said, is anybody keeping up with Dynasty? And I said, no, I'm watching Falcon Crest. And I said, hey, what about Dallas? That's before your time. It's the TV humor. Those were soap operas back in the 80s.
Like 10 matches, for the love of God, AEW, what the fuck? 10 matches, that's way too much.
Let me see whose the match card is for Dynasty.
Chris Jericho's on the card? Nah,
Oh
man.
God.
No, what is this?
So we got Ospreay versus Kevin Knight, men's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal. Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart, quarterfinal for Owens Hart Cup. Death Riders versus Rated FTR, Trios Championship. Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill, Brian Keith, Tag Team Championship. Kenny Omega versus Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet for the International Championship. Danny Garcia versus Adam Cole, TNT Championship. Chris Jericho. What the fuck, Chris Jericho?
The fuck? 2025?
Ring of Honor World Championship. Get the belt off Ring of Honor Championship belt off Chris Jericho. For God's sake.
Can we get the Ring of Honor World Championship off of AEW TV?
I agree. Then we got Tony Storm versus Megan Bain for a women's championship match. John Moxley versus Swerve. This is probably when Swerve gets this belt back because you need an AEW brand with the belt back. I think John Moxley's time as champion is expired. He hasn't had a good run at all since he's taken it from Bryan Danielson.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Death Riders storyline is shit. And
it is.
I know the original plan was for Darby to get his win against Mox, but at this point, nobody's waiting 2 more months of this shit.
Meanwhile, Darby Allin is going to climb Mount Everest this week. So that's what he announced online somewhere.
You know what? I wish him the best. And you know what?
He's going to skateboard off of it.
He's going to skateboard off Mount Everest, and he's going to do a coffin drop off of Mount Everest, and then Sting's going to show up behind him and say, "No, Darby, you can't do this." And then Darby will still do it anyway. And then somebody's going to hit Sting in the back of the head, and then he's going to no-sell it, and he's going to start, doing the Sting thing, and he's going to just beat everybody up. Meanwhile,
Tony Khan's do the same thing to Sting. He's going to say, "Can I go induct Lex?" And Tony's going to be behind him because no, Sting, you cannot do that.
You can't. No, you're not inducting You're not inducting Lex Luger. Over my cold dead body, will you be able to induct Lex Luger?
Did they announce anything else for the Hall of Fame this week?
No, a lot of people are expecting Kid Shamrock, but they haven't announced Kid Shamrock.
Oh.
Ken would be interesting.
I mean, I can see the UFC connection. I mean, I like Ken Shamrock a lot. I mean, I remember that he was my first introduction to UFC was when I watched him on WWE, and then I heard about UFC after he left WWE back in the day. So,
him and who was that? Dan the Beast Severn. They brought in.
Yeah, and then they were gonna bring him in there, or he was gonna bring, or they were gonna do the Shamrock and Severn thing, but they just couldn't figure it out, or they just couldn't do it.
Did the Lions Den match between Shamrock and Owen?
That match, I think I saw that on a DVD, I think, and I was like, man, that was actually pretty good for what it was. I was like, because you see the Attitude Era doing the really goofy storylines, you're thinking, oh god, this is gonna be garbage, and then you watch it, you're like, oh, this actually wasn't half bad. I was
It
like,
was pretty.
huh. I mean, Owen was great, so he probably his like. I think he probably helped make that match work a lot, way better than probably should have.
Yeah, I think that was SummerSlam '98.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last pay per view I officially ordered. That's a
Also,
long time ago.
I just gonna say this on the show: if Swerve does not beat Moxley for the championship on the show, I'm gonna rant.
Oh,
I'm gonna have an
Mhm.
angry rant. I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck? What are we doing? This is not the plan. What the fuck is wrong with you people?"
supposedly Swerve and Hangman made up. I saw that clip, and it's kind of amusing because he's like, "You broke into my house. You burned down my house because I know." And then Adam Page is like, "I don't know what to say," and he walks off.
I have a theory that this could lead to Hangman helping Swerve win the belt, which will then lead to Hangman winning the Owen Hart Cup, and Hangman faces Swerve at in Texas, and then that Hangman will get his lick back on Swerve and win the belt, and then that'll be the end of it.
That'll be a swerve.
It would indeed be a swerve. You know what would
So
be a swerve is if Jeff Jarrett entered himself into the tournament and won the tournament, and then he hit Swerve with the guitar at All in Texas to win the AEW World Championship.
what's up with Jeff Jarrett trying to revive the Acclaim brand? I don't. They weren't a very good video game company. I mean, they everything they had was Midway, and everything they actually developed was kind of crappy. So I don't understand.
It was indeed very crap.
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm
He's
saying.
he's weird. Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett is a weird fellow.
Yes, he is.
Did you know that Taylor Swift babysat for his kids before she became famous?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's crazy.
That is indeed very, very crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the deal between Swerve and Booker T? What's all that nonsense about?
So to give you the gist of it, I think Swerve went on a podcast recently, and then I guess he was asked a question, and Swerve was like, "Well, Booker T, he was in the same company, he was in that scene, and where Vince said the N word, and then it
Oh,
turned into,
Mm.
him going, oh, Booker T, didn't really do anything for, African American wrestlers, or he said something under the lines of, oh, he didn't really move I don't know what he said. This is verbatim, but he said something under the line here. I'll pull it up because I know what you're talking about, but I know it was like something with him and Booker over something over here's some recent remarks here. It says former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland made headlines with his appearance on Vlad TV. He made several remarks about his time in WWE and took issue with Booker T. Said that's not what happened when Vince said the N word in front of you. That's not being treated fair, in my opinion. To that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of 2 or 3 years from not seeing black talent even getting singles matches on PLEs and stuff like that. Now those guys are on socials more. They talk back and forth with the fans a little bit more, so you can't ignore that anymore.
dang. Yeah, but Booker T got heated over it, and
Yeah, so I have his comments here too. He says, I've been the first one saying it. Any brother getting his bag, I'm all in 100%. I told Swerve Strickland to his face how disappointed I am in him as a young brother because all I did for Swerve Strickland was put him over and put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there, that he deserves to be the AEW champion. I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. You may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T because I handled racial issues hand first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland would perhaps not even be here if it wasn't for me. And then, he told me he got played, and then he was more upset. he was disappointed because he told him that he got played, that you let the guy hit you against me and me against you. So basically, Swerve said things about, you know, how to kind of like basically just say out of all that word dump is Booker was upset because Swerve said something about him not really. I guess he felt like that, which to a fair, he has a good point, how African Americans don't really get featured heavily on PLEs and how they really haven't done a whole lot. And Booker's like, well, that there are problems, but the way I don't know the ways. Somebody might be able to say it better than me, but
I got you.
it's basically that pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to push the guys before they can get on PLE. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, you got a lot of guys in the pipeline that'll be coming up. So,
Oh yeah. What do you guys think of Ricky Saints winning the North American title, NXT?
pretty neat.
They got chance of Tony fumbled
Again.
Good old Tony.
Good old Tony indeed. Do we have anything else we are going to discuss, or do we want to wrap it up for tonight?
I feel like that's, I don't have anything else to talk about. I mean, SmackDown's been boringish, and it's in Chicago.
Yeah, this week is kind of nothing going on, and I'm sorry I didn't bring the tournament. Like I said, I didn't know how long I was going to be on tonight, so
It's fine. I mean, honestly, this was kind of one of those episodes where it was like we really didn't have a whole lot tonight, so it was just kind of like,
yeah. Maybe sometime you could like find some of those ranking things that you used to do, and we'll just
we'll like. I was thinking about doing a tier list, but I was like, I don't know, because I mean we were having kind of a decent conversation a little bit there. But
it wouldn't hurt to like during the week when you got time, just have some like favorite and just have it in like to the side just in case something like this happens.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, we don't really have much going on. So next week, I know, Jesus, I'm out of it right now.
It's all good.
So next week there's not going to be a show. So the week of WrestleMania will be the next show, which then that'll be the WrestleMania prediction stream, and then after that would be the WrestleMania recap. So at least we have two shows coming up.
Yeah.
With actual topics.
And that means I've actually got to pay attention to what's going on so I can write up the questionnaire. I could do homework.
Indeed. I'm going to let everybody go around the panel so that they can tell everybody where they can find themselves at. We'll start with Rome's, where they can find you at.
So you can find me at Good Ol Wrasslin with Austin and Shifty. You can also find me tomorrow night on the Cool Kids review. We're going to be reviewing Death of a Unicorn. I still feel bad that I made everybody watch that movie, but it's going to be a fun review tomorrow. Just the reaction we had about that movie. And you can also find me on Storms Nation Sunday with Austin and the rest of the Cool Kids review, and Robert Storm's channel, Storms Nation. And you can catch me on my channel, Rome's, whenever I usually post something. I think I'm going to have something for Devil May Cry, the animated series that came out on Netflix this week, so I'll probably do something with that next week.
Very cool. Shifty, where can they find you at?
You can also find me here on the Good Ol Wrasslin stream with you guys. You can find me on social media on X, ShiftyGism, that's Shifty GISM, and the same thing on YouTube. I post videos about some action figures and nerd stuff, and I was going to do a stream along with Last of Us 2. the show. When the first season was going on, I would play up until the story beat ended on that episode. Uh, I thought I was going to do this for season 2, but I don't think they're going to be doing the story in the same continuity way that they presented in the game. I think it's going to be they jump back and forth in time during the game. I don't think they're going to be doing this in the show because they said that this is going to take place over 3 seasons, maybe. So I don't know if I can do that, but if I do, I'm going to have a series here in a couple weeks, maybe on YouTube, a little play along. And on Thursday nights at 8:30, the last 2 weeks I've been a guest on the Collectibles Past toy show with Vinny Tartamella and Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, and we've been discussing all things toys, and it's a fun time to be had if you're into action figures and stuff. So that's about it.
Very cool, very cool. You can find me on my channel for Good Ol Wrasslin, and also me and Angry Care Bears review movies. And then you can find me on the Cool Kids. You can find me on the Hangout on Geiskar's channel, Basketball Scenario, and you can find me on Storm's Nation. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
that
we
does
all
it.
got stuff going on. That's cool.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, thank you guys for watching. This is the Oscillator, signing out.
Laters. That's
Peace.
awesome.
Later.
That's awesome.